Alright, so finally got a time where we got new racing games coming out. And I'm very excited because, I get to play Crew Motorfest that's coming out next week. Or for me anyways, I'm not gonna be playing it right now, but I get to play it next week. And a new racing game on the Forza department is coming soon, bro. Next month. Okay, I'm gonna stop. But anyway, yeah, coming next month, we got Forza Motorsport. And bro, I'm mad excited for this game, and it looks amazing as of this time, as in this moment in time. And I always like to talk about the game and all that kind of stuff, So, let's start with how the game looks right now. So, presentation is absolutely amazing with this game. It looks great, the HUD looks great, the gameplay looks great, the overall presentation of the game looks amazing, the intro looks good. It reminds me of the older motorsport games, Motorsport 4, 3s, those motorsport games. It kind of reminds me of that. Obviously the graphics are pretty great as well. You always got the ray tracing for the Xbox Series consoles, just the X and not the S, but also for PC as well. It's gonna be great, though it kind of does feel a little bit flat, not in like the sense that the colors aren't there. It's just kind of like, I feel like the contrast is a little bit too low. I feel like it should be a little bit more contrast, but that's my only gripe with the graphics. But obviously you got a multiplayer mode as well that's coming to the game. That's going to be a complete revamp from what we've seen in Motorsport 7. It's going to be similar to like Gran Turismo 7, so I'm pretty excited about that. And the career mode is looking great. I'm not really too buzzed about it, but here's the problem with this system. All right, I'm gonna get right into it soon, but I just want to say that everything else about the game is amazing. As I've seen, is amazing. I haven't played the game by myself personally, but there's only one problem that could be tweaked, that should be tweaked, I should say. For Turn 10 could tweak this system a little bit, and it's the most controversial part about the game, and I feel like all of y'all should know what I'm talking about. It's the car upgrade system. Yes, so what does the car upgrade system do differently as to something like Forza Horizon 5 does? So obviously with Horizon 5, you get to use your credits to buy your parts, your car parts and whatever. It's easy, quick and easy, right? With this game, credits aren't part of the car upgrade system. Matter of fact, not only that, but there's also a system where you have to level up your car to unlock the majority of the car upgrade system. So obviously there's this kind of levels where you have to unlock certain stuff. I don't know the exact what exact upgrades you need to get in order to upgrade a certain amount of things, but what I do know is that max level is at level 50, and there's a couple of big things that you can't upgrade until the later levels, which is actually kind of pretty substantial. And I'm not gonna be really complaining very much about the system very much, because as for not much for other people, I personally don't think that this system is entirely bad. I think that this system can work. It just needs to be tweaked a little bit. So let me talk about the problems with it first before I get to my solutions personally, or what I would do if I was a developer fixing this said game, right? So here's the problems with it, right? So obviously I said the cap level is at 50 for the cars, for each car. Every single car in the game has individual levels. Even the cars that you have if you want a duplicate car, and you say, let's say you have a Subaru BRZ that you got to level 30 duplicate, you want to duplicate that car and get the same level. It doesn't work like that. So obviously that's just something different. But anyway, let's get to the progressions of the levels. So according to most people that played the game, and from the developers themselves, Turn 10s themselves, they've said that it takes about 3 to 3.5 hours to max or cap a car to level 50. And that doesn't seem much of a massive grind, but since you have to do it every car, it can be a massive problem, especially because this doesn't just take into the state of it is in the Builders Cup, which is the first set of things you have to do within the career mode in the start of the game. This carries on to everything else. Even multiplayer, it carries on to that as well. So that could be a massive problem, especially because not only that you have to get to cap 50 to get all the, to unlock all the parts, you also need car points, which is the currency you use. I should have said that earlier, to buy said cars and that kind of thing, which is a massive kind of problem in the sense that, like, you could have a car capped at 50 and still need to get car parts or car points or whatever it's called to upgrade those things. So the duration of the grind, it's a problem in the sense that you have to do it every car. So you can have one car that you're driving for, and one side of the Builders Cup, and then you're gonna have to have another car that you have to upgrade again for, you have to take a couple of hours again to do said other car and whatever. And it might not be a massive problem, but I would like to say that for people that don't have all the time in the world to play these games, like myself and others, it could be a massive problem that can take the fun out of the game and bring less enjoyment for those that have, or for those that are more busy with their own lives. So this system is not bad. As I said before, it's not a bad system, but it could be tweaked. So these are my solutions. All right, so what I would do is first decrease the levels, the amount of levels, and make it less levels for each car in the entire game. So instead of level 50, I would decrease it to level 30, because I think that it's a little bit more to the half point. So you would have like about, let's say, 1.5 hours, 2 hours to fully max out a car, which is not bad in my sense. If they want to keep the system in and they feel passionate about the system, which they do seem like they are, Turn 10's side of things, that's what they can possibly do. All right, another thing I would do is make duplicates count as the same progress of your first set of the car. So if you have like what I said before, if you have a Subaru BRZ and you want another duplicate, that car that you had was 30, make it so that it is 30. Okay, make sure the duplicate is 30, and no matter how much duplicates you have, stays at 30, just so that you don't have to redo what you just did, so that you can get to that same level. Because let's say if I wanted a Supra that is grip tuned and I wanted another duplicate that is drift tuned, I would have to do the same things. I'll have to grind a lot more again, just so I can get to that same level, so I can make it drift tuned, which isn't the best substantial, it isn't ideal at all. So that's what I would do as well. The last thing is to make progress count within the same car manufacturer. So if you're driving mostly Ford cars, right, I would make it so that if you drive a Ford Mustang for a certain amount of time, like you get to level 15 or whatever, I'll make that same progress count if you drive a Ford Focus. just so that it's not as much of a grind, you know, to just keep it going like that. And it doesn't have to be exactly the same. Like, just because it doesn't need to be exactly the same, right? You could drive the Ford Mustang, you know, for a couple bit, make it to level 15, and you can buy a new Ford Focus, and that could be at level 9. You know, it could be decreased a little bit in terms of its progression, but I don't want it to be like all of the other Ford cars to be at level 0, because that would be too much of a grind. That would be too tedious and whatever. I know what Turn 10 is trying to get out with progression, their new side of progression. This is not a bad idea, like I said. It just could be changed and tweaked, and these are the things I would change to make it a lot better. So in conclusion, this game has massive potential. It could be an amazing game, could be a great game, enjoyable game. It could be up there, one of the, you know, greats in terms of motorsport games. But this car upgrade system is pulling it back a little bit. But they can tweak it, and that's all up to them. If whatever they do, it can make a better game or it can make a worse game. So that's what I have to say about Forza Motorsport. Like I said, everything else about the game is amazing, as I've seen, and I'm very excited for this game. Matter of fact, like, I'm more excited for this game than I am for Motorfest, because I already know what I'm getting for the Crew Motorfest. I know what's expected. You know, I played the beta already, so I already know what's expected with that game. So I'm more excited for this game, and I'm most passionate about the Forza series in general in terms of racing games. I want them all to be great. I want Forza Horizon 6, whenever that's coming out, to be great. I hope PlayerUnknown's does something, you know, to innovate the series, even though I don't think they're gonna do that. So yeah, I'm ultimately excited for that. And obviously, you know, Test Drive Unlimited Soul Crown is on the horizon as well the next year. I'm very optimistic and very, like, excited to see how that game turns out. I hope it turns out to be the best version of how that game can possibly get to be, or, you know, turn out to be. Because, bro, I haven't played the Test Drive game yet. You know, I haven't played the first 2 Unlimited games, so it's gonna be my first experience playing a Test Drive game, and, you know, it's gonna be completely different from, you know, your typical racing game. You just do races and all that, you know, with the car dealers. But besides the point, you know, we got Forza Motorsport coming out next month. You know, everything is great besides cars upgrade system. This game has potential. That's it. Bye bye, guys.